Hi, I'm Jeff Holden. Welcome to the Nonprofit Podcast Network. Our purpose and passion is to highlight a nonprofit organization in each weekly episode, giving that organization an opportunity to tell their story in their words to better inform and educate the respective communities they serve, as well as provide one more tool for them to share their message to constituents and donors. Our goal is to help build stronger communities through shared voices and to both encourage and support the growth of local nonprofit organizations through podcasting. Thanks to our partners for their support in getting these stories told. CapTrust, fiduciary advice for endowments and foundations, and Western Health Advantage, a full-service healthcare plan for individuals, employer groups, and families. I'm proud to welcome our newest partner to the program, CORE, Interim and Fractional Executive Leadership, Comprehensive Back Office Support Services. We work in it so you can work on it. Visit cxore.com. In this, our second episode in the month of Performing Arts Theaters, I'm talking with Amber Shaver, General Manager of the Harris Center for the Performing Arts in Folsom. If you've ever experienced a live performance there, you know how special that space is. 3 wonderful stages, more than 400 events a year, and an energy that truly brings art and community together. If you haven't yet experienced it, I hope you'll be moved to do so after the conversation. Amber and I talk about the Harris Center's incredible evolution from Dr. Bryce Harris's original vision to the thriving, multifaceted venue it is today. We explore how the center balances world-class touring productions with student performances, the power of community sponsorships, and what it takes to keep a performing arts venue on a community college campus sustainable in today's world. We celebrate creativity, collaboration, and community impact, all happening right in the heart of the fastest-growing area of Folsom. Amber Shaver, welcome to the Nonprofit Podcast Network.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Jeff. It's an honor to come on and talk about the Harris Center.
Well, and knowing some of the performances at the Harris Center that I've attended, I can't wait to get into this conversation. It's so fun to attend and see whether it's a play or an artist or a musician that you really enjoy in such a neat environment.
Yeah, the Harris Center is an amazing space. There's no shy on events that are happening there.
And I'll even say, I was on the board, the foundation board for American River College back in the day when Bryce Harris Center, had retired and was there for the opening and the unveiling of the Harris Center with all its grandeur and excitement and so much for the community.
Yeah, well, you can't talk about the Harris Center without talking about Bryce Harris. It was his vision, and the Harris Center wouldn't be here without him.
Well, and we thank Bryce for that.
Yes, we do.
It's been almost 14 years, which is also really hard for me to believe, right?
Yes, it's amazing to think about.
It's like yesterday, and it still looks like yesterday with the exception of the expansion and all that's going on around it.
Yes.
Before it was just this beacon on the top of a hill. Yep. Now it's got fully developed all around. And
outside my window for the last 2 years, there was a science building, a $63 million science building that they just did the ribbon cutting last week. So it's incredible. The Folsom Lake College is an incredible facility.
And the entire Folsom community has just exploded.
Yeah, it's a gift.
In terms of everything
Definitely.
That's surrounding what used to be a little bit of a desolate area now is totally impacted in traffic and all the trappings of growth.
Folsom is growing, definitely.
Yes. So in that 14 years, roughly 400 public events, 150,000 people annually come through the center, not to mention the academic activity that takes place. Tell us a little bit about it, because it really is multiple stages too. It actually had at one point a thought process of a different name, right? Like 3 stages or something like that.
It was built as 3 stages, but then it was named after Bryce Harris.
Yeah. So tell us about that. What does that look like? What are the distinctions between the stages in the interior?
Sure. I mean, the Harris Center is an incredible facility. Within the facility, it has 3 venues. And the largest of them is the 851 seat, which is the main stage venue, and that's where most of the programming happens. So that's where you'll see the nationally touring artists, our concert series. We have professional Broadway shows. We present a whole season of Broadway, and all the community events, everything from the Nutcracker to the symphony to a really great children's theater, and professional promoters. And they just love the Harris Center because it has, there's not a bad seat in the house. There's great accessibility, easy parking, affordable parking.
Yes.
You just don't get the same experience seeing a show on stage 1. So, and then the other, there's another venue, stage 2. It's the City Studio Theater. So that's a pretty unique experience if you haven't been to that space.
I don't think I have.
So it's a black box style with stadium seating under 200 seats, and that's primarily the educational stage where the theater department, the Falcon's Eye Theater, they curate, they build their stage sets, and they hold their classes there, and they do some really good stuff on that stage.
And then what's the third stage?
The third stage is a charming 100-seat venue. It's the Scott Skillman Recital Center. So that's where you'll see the lectures, acoustical performances. So kind of the smaller performances. But we program all 3, and we're busy year round.
Well, yeah, with 3 stages, I can imagine just the content that you're having to purpose to fill everything all the time.
Yeah.
So if we said 40 weeks a year times 1 stage, that's 40 plus performances, but you have times 3.
Yeah. Well, when you're booking events, what you have to sell really, you sell the venue, of course, but you really sell the calendar. And when you take out holidays, you only have so many weeks to sell, so to speak. But the Harris Center does very well and is very successful with even non-peak dates like a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday.
For people who just to get their heads around it, that's just the performing side of things. Let's call it the paid side of things for the most part.
Yeah.
But you also are an academic resource. It's on Folsom Lake's campus, so you have the academic side of the operation as well. What does that look like?
Yeah. Well, the academic side. The Harris Center was built, at its core was about education, and it was important to in the center's conception to be a vehicle for education, for art and performance, and give these students an opportunity to perform and rehearse on a professional stage. And it just so happens that stage also holds nationally touring and internationally touring artists. So it's pretty special for the students to experience that too.
The logistics of what you have to do, though, to make sure that everything fits.
Oh, it's a big giant puzzle piece.
It has got to be.
Well, there is a priority booking order, and the college will always take precedence in all the dates. So within the VAPA program, which is pretty robust, and it's an incredible program at Folsom Lake, they have a theater department. Mm-hmm. They have a music department. Within the music department, there's a choral department and recently a jazz department. And also there's a dance department and an art department. So it's just incredible.
Oh my gosh, it's just that's constant.
Yep. And I can't not talk about the other spaces that are programmed at the Harris Center. So it's not just the 3 venues. There's an art gallery that's right inside the lobby, and it's accessible. So anybody that has a ticket can go view the exhibit for no cost. And they curate and have various exhibits throughout. There is a state-of-the-art recording studio right there in the lobby. It's not open to the public, but the students are able to utilize that space.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is just amazing.
Yeah.
I'm glad that logistics to me are the biggest nightmare. It's something I can't even get my head around.
Yeah. You have to be very mindful about what you're booking because, it's not uncommon to have 3 separate and unique audiences happening at the same time. So, and it does happen. So it's a shared lobby space, a shared concession space, and you want to make sure that your audiences meld very well together.
Yeah, and as I'm in my mind, I'm thinking I
Yeah.
can just visualize what that might look like for a particular musician
Yeah.
against a particular artist or a play or something that's being performed.
Yep.
Yeah, you could have a train wreck if you weren't careful,
Yeah,
right?
it takes a lot of coordination. So.
You are doing something a little bit unique too. The Folsom Lake College actually sought a private company to take over the front to back facility management of the Harris Center. Tell us a little bit about that. What does that look like?
Yeah, of course. So I work for a company called Venue Tech Management Group, and we specialize in the operations, the talent buying, and also the facility management front to back for these small performing art centers. So our company was established in 1989, and we're currently in five California communities. Generally, we work in secondary, smaller markets like Folsom because these types of venues take a lot of community support.
And so what they do is they actually have somebody like you who is embedded in the market, has the familiarity
Correct.
and the opportunity to get to know the community a little bit more intimately.
Yeah.
Yet they have the familiarity of the organization overall because they see it in market to market to market to market, which a lot of things are similar in terms of the trafficking and logistics, back to putting it together.
Yes. Well, our model, and we do implement policies and visions for our clients, right? And some of them are very similar, but a lot of them are kind of unique. But one of the commonalities is that smaller community theaters, it really needs the community support for these smaller performing arts centers to thrive.
Yes.
So.
Well, I'd imagine when you do it that way as well, you get some leverage with the performances, the shows, the artists, whatever it is, because you've got these multi-markets you can travel them to.
Yeah.
Which
and
helps a lot.
There is a benefit to Venue Tech doing the talent buying because as long as our clients, agree that it's good for their venues, we're able to sometimes enter into an agreement with an artist where we can book multiple venues in the same weekend and we don't radius each other out.
Which they all like.
So, yeah, of course.
Yeah, and those are some of the really distinctive nuances of a Harris Center on an academic setting versus some of the independent theater that we've got, some of the other people who are in this series, whether it be a B Street or a Capitol Stage, it's different because they don't have that academic side.
Yes.
That facility is going all the time in a variety of different ways.
Yeah.
And very little downtime.
Yes. There is definitely very little downtime.
Tell me, because you are in the community of Folsom, what does collaboration look like? What does that mean to an operation like the Harris Center?
Yeah, collaboration and community support is really, really key. And the primary ways that we do that is through volunteerism, through philanthropic efforts.
Tell me a little bit what that looks like.
So
the philanthropic side, yes.
Through the philanthropic effort. So we collaborate very closely with the Folsom Lake College, the foundation. So, and there is a philanthropic arm to the Harris Center that does a lot of donor relations, and they seek that support for the Harris Center year round.
What about community organizations? Do they have access to it as well? For example, a local nonprofit that maybe says, is there something we can do? Is there some way that you work with those nonprofits in the greater Folsom area?
We do. Just this year, we expanded our sponsorship opportunities for the community, and these sponsorship opportunities are really a win-win-win. It's a win for the Harris Center because that funding helps support the programming and minimizes the expenses for the local businesses. It puts an eye on their business, and the Harris Center's all of their followers and their patrons. It really creates a huge support and benefit to that local business, and also the patrons. So we have several like restaurant partners that sponsored the Harris Center Broadway series, and who doesn't want to go out to dinner, before or after? So we're really excited for the sponsorship opportunities and even to expand in next season.
So those would be crafted in a way that there's a benefit to the package all the way around.
Oh, absolutely.
So you're
absolutely through playbills, through paid advertising, through the power of our email blasts, through social media, even with sponsor opportunities.
As the set changes and the performers prepare for their second act, it's a great time to hear from the people who make this program possible. I'm speaking with Darrell Teat, CEO of CORE. Welcome to our family of partners.
Thank you so much, Jeff. We are really excited to be part of the family and contribute to the work that you all are doing.
What is CORE all about?
CORE provides fractional and interim executive services, along with comprehensive back-office solutions that go into our client sites and do the work to give them the capacity they need in order to move through transitions, whether that's planned or unplanned. Or companies also work with our accounting and finance, back-office solutions, human resources, technology, and administration.
Why are these services such a lifesaver for small and mid-sized organizations?
Great question, Jeff. The reason why our back office solutions add value is because we save them time and money, anywhere from 20 to 30% of what they would spend on that back office solution. We work in it so they can actually work on it.
I have to believe that there's somebody right now listening and thinking, I could use that kind of help. What's the best way to get in touch with you, Darrell?
The best way is at our website, cxore.com, and contact me directly at dteat@cxore.com.
Darrell, thank you for your investment and commitment to supporting our messaging. And if you're interested in learning more about how CORE may help your organization, visit cxore.com.
Hello, this is Scott Thomas with Cap Trust in our Sacramento office. I specialize in working with local nonprofits and associations. Annually, we survey private and public nonprofit organizations across the country to better understand challenges they see in today's environment. In our more recent survey, we heard concerns about proper board governance, mission-aligned investment, and how to implement alternative investments. If you would like a copy of the survey or to discuss your organization, look me up, Scott Thomas at captrust.com.
I'm thrilled to have Western Health Advantage partnering with us as they do so much to support so many nonprofit agencies in our community. As a truly local health plan, you'll find individual and family options, employer options, plans for CalPERS and Medicare Advantage. From medical services to pharmacy, health and wellness support, as well as behavioral health care, Western Health Advantage has a plan that fits what you need. As an employer, for profit or nonprofit business, individual or family, you can find more at westernhealth.com. Budgeting. Most people think, well, I pay for my ticket.
Yeah.
That takes care of everything.
Yeah.
And really nothing could be further from the truth because that's a piece of it. Roughly what percentage is ticket sales that allows a facility to keep open versus everything else that you need to do?
Yeah, well, facilities like the Harris Center and venues all across America that are under, say 1,000 seats, they even if you sold every single ticket of every single show, it's not going to be enough to support the day-to-day operations. There often needs to be some sort of financial subsidy to close
Sure,
the gap. Yeah, definitely. So it's important to us to keep the ticket prices as low as we possibly can for the community. But what we really are focused on is minimizing the expenses. So we run very, very lean in terms of operations for how big the Harris Center is.
Right.
And we try to maximize our revenues in various ways. So you had asked how, community support. So we also have a pretty robust membership program and support. Right now we have over 500 members that support the Harris Center through ticket sales and
That's fantastic.
their membership donations, and even the volunteer program. We have over 350 active volunteers right now. It's incredible. And some of our volunteers are members and our members are volunteers. So the support that the Harris Center has is truly incredible.
And just so I'm clear too, because I obviously live in the area where I get your mailers all the time and pick the show here, and I haven't
Yeah.
done the full subscription. Is the subscription, is that kind of one of the same? Are you using those interspersed, or is a member something different than a subscriber to a series?
Member is something different than a subscriber.
Thank you. Good. I'm glad you identified that.
So we do have a subscription to our Broadway series.
Yes.
And if you're a subscriber, you get the most affordable ticket, and you get the best seat. So layered on top of that is membership. So the biggest benefit to memberships, other than supporting the Harris Center and being a good steward of the arts, is you get early access to tickets. So the single ticket. So
okay.
Yep. So
and that's important because
it's hugely important.
I cannot tell you how many times. Oh shoot, I want to do that. Okay, it's still playing.
Yeah.
Let me go see. Oh, it's sold out.
Yeah. That's happened several times in the last couple of years. We went on sale to our members, and they bought all the tickets before we went on.
That's so disappointing when it's a show that you procrastinated on buying your tickets, and your wife goes, "Well, I thought we were going to." Whatever it was.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, honey.
I say join the membership. It's it's $150 to join at the lowest level, and if you like going to shows and you want to see more than just a couple shows, it's worth it if you want the good seats and the pre-access to tickets.
And thank you for that pricing, because I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
And I do want to compliment you as well. So many shows come to various venues around town, even downtown smaller venues. And the ticket prices are egregious. I sometimes don't understand who can afford to go to these shows where it's $200, $300, $400 a ticket.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about contemporary bands or performing artists.
Mm-hmm.
It may be stuff that's been around for a long, long time. And it's so frustrating. You think, well, we can't do that. I'm not going to spend that much money, and I don't know who really can. When we look at the ticket prices that are available at the Harris Center and our community theaters, they're affordable.
Yep.
They are affordable, and if you're packaging them with something like a dinner or whatever else,
of course.
It just makes it that much easier, because you're going to do that anyhow. But I applaud you guys for that.
Yeah,
and
thank you. We are very mindful when we set the ticket price, and I will ask you where you're purchasing your tickets. Make sure you go to the actual venue's website, because oftentimes the third-party ticket resellers will sell them at 3 to 4 times that price. But yeah, we really pay attention to the ticket prices and try to keep it affordable. We know, people only have so much disposable income, so Yeah.
That's a really key point, too, and I'm going to reemphasize it. It's very easy to get sucked into the wrong link when you go to search for something for ticket sales. You might put the artist in, you might put the center in. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to your website. So it's important to look at that URL, because you may see a particular show that, oh, boy, I thought it was less than that. As a matter of fact, Jeff just said on that program, these tickets are affordable. And then you realize, well, that's not. Make sure you're at the site for the Harris Center, and we'll address that too at the end.
Yeah.
I'll put it in the show notes of where to go. Yeah. If somebody were to come to you and say, Amber, I love what's going on in Folsom. I just sold my business. I have a blank check for you to do what you need to do for the Harris Center, for the greater good. What would it look like? What would you do differently?
Yeah. Well, that's a really, really great question, and everybody's dream, right?
Yes.
So if I had a blank check for the Harris Center, I would probably use it to create an endowment that would ensure the sustainability for the Harris Center.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, that was an easy question.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, sometimes it just depends. Every organization has something different, and you just nailed it. It will be here forever.
Yep.
It's not going away.
Yes, that is the goal.
Yeah.
That is the goal.
Because I know in so many challenging economic times, good times, it's an up and down cycle. It's very cyclical in terms of chasing sponsors. Oh boy, this show. Do we have the right shows? Do we have enough shows?
Yes.
Have people pulled in so much that they've lost some interest.
And there's so many elements involved, through your donors, through your membership program, through your sponsorship program. Are people buying tickets?
Yes.
There's so many different elements involved that really contribute to the success. So, and all of them have to work.
Let me ask you, post-pandemic. So pre-pandemic to post-pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
We had the gap of nothing
Yes.
for a while.
Yes.
Where are you today? Have you recovered from the pandemic? Have you seen things rebound to maybe as good as, maybe better than, or
Yeah,
not quite?
I mean, performing arts centers and just the art entertainment industry, it was a huge hit. I mean, everyone took a huge hit.
Yes.
But in the performing arts world, we were the first to close.
Mm-hmm.
We were the last to come back. A lot of the staff are gig workers, and during that time, the gig workers had to do what they needed to do to support themselves. So they often found full-time jobs elsewhere in other industries. But it took a really long time. The Harris Center opened back up in, I think it was May of 2022,
Mm-hmm.
and we I laugh because we entered the facility and we wanted to bring it back. We wanted to put on a show. It was the Sound of Music. It was a musical, and we really wanted to show the community that we were back and just be a celebration. And we didn't know that we didn't have a phone system in place. The ticketing software was outdated, and we needed to hire the staff. I mean, it was a huge effort to get the Harris Center back up and running, and we had a successful run. The community was really excited to be back at the Harris Center, but I really feel like even the artist agencies and the agents and the producers, and it really took 2 or 3 years to really get back to a standardized year, and we feel like 25, 26 is back to a standardized
Which
year.
is great.
It's
I mean,
huge.
it's taken 3 years to get there.
Yes.
But it's good that you are.
Yes.
And you have the benefit of a growing community too, which
Yes,
also
definitely.
helps. So you have that buffer of new people who haven't experienced it yet,
Yeah.
who now are.
Yeah. And I do want to touch on kind of our programming model,
Mhm.
right? So we are we're very meticulous about choosing the acts that come to the Harris Center. We only want to book things that do good to minimize the risk, right?
Sure.
But we really believe that we need to program something for everybody. And I think this that we succeed in that. There's the Broadway series, there's the concert series. If you like ballet, we have the Nutcracker. If you like symphony, the Folsom Lake Symphony is an incredible organization. But I think we really do a good job to kind of curate a mix of programming for the community.
It appears that you do. I think I want you to pick my stocks too, because if you can come with that success to stocks,
Yeah.
we'd all be in great shape, right?
Yeah.
Back to the reality of operating the facility.
Mm-hmm.
What is the greatest need that you see today?
It's again, I'll go back to it being successful, it being sustainable, and our primary focus is closing the gap, because there is still one.
Mhm.
As much effort as we put in, operationally, it's performing arts centers are very expensive to operate. Usually in under 1,000-seat venues, they're owned by either nonprofit organizations or by government organizations for a reason, because it
Mhm.
takes that level of subsidy. So our focus is to continue to work really hard to close that gap.
Boy, wouldn't it be something if you could get it to where it's not subsidized?
Yes.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
What a statement that would make.
Yeah, huge statement. It's difficult, and it's not just the Harris Center. Venues all across the nation
Right.
require a level of subsidy, unless they're lucky enough to get a lot of donations and that.
Would you say that subsidy the gap has closed over time?
We've in the past 3 years we have made some good move. On
Excellent.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great to hear too.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see just by the
Yeah.
the smile. Yes, that's a good thing.
Yes, it's a great thing.
When you have access to all this incredible talent, and I'm sure you have a lot of interaction in the community and demand on your time, you're running 24/7, you're worrying about whether the theater is full, how are we selling that particular show. It's not just a date, it's usually a run of dates for most performances. For most of us, it's like, oh, we'll go out, seek some entertainment. We'll go to a show. Well, what does Amber Shaver do when it's downtime?
When it's downtime. Well, I've been managing performing arts centers for almost 20 years now. And you never stop thinking about the building. It's a 24/7 because when you're there day to day, you're working on administrative duties and you're always planning for the next show, sometimes even up to a year out there. Well, I have a very understanding and loving husband. I'll put it that way. But what do I do in my downtime? I have a 4-year-old that keeps me pretty busy.
Oh, that's good right there.
Yep. She just started pre-kindergarten, so
congratulations.
She keeps me busy. Yeah.
That's plenty right there. Yep. Yeah, you said enough. It's everything for that 4-year-old, whatever that looks like.
Yes.
What is the best way to learn more about the Harris Center, the events that are coming up, the performances that might be on the docket for the future?
Yeah, I always tell people just go to the website, and events are added constantly. So as busy as we are, events are added quite a bit, and even with three venues on campus. So go to the website, harriscenter.net, and also we have a really active email campaign. So if you join the email blast. That's probably.
And you can do that without having to pay for anything?
Yes, absolutely.
Excellent.
Absolutely. You can access that from the website too.
Good. And it's harriscenter.net.
harriscenter.net.
The .net is what throws a lot of people because most of the conversations we have here are
.com.
Or org.
Oh, or org.
Yes.
Org. Yes, no,
Yeah.
.net.
So it's harriscenter.net. I will put that in the show notes as well.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Okay, so we've got it. I love the intimacy of theater and smaller theater better because you get so much feel for the performances. And we live relatively nearby, so we have the opportunity to get to the Harris Center. Yes. And the experience is something that if you haven't experienced it, if you just want to try it and see what it's like, maybe you're not into it, didn't think you were into it, I thoroughly recommend going to the Harris Center. And even if it's the smaller stage, if you really want to get a feel for something, it's identified when you buy your tickets what stage it's at.
Yes.
And some of those artists really are smaller venue artists because they're niche artists that people want to simply hear, which isn't the general population at large, and it's not hundreds of people. But if you haven't been, I strongly encourage you to go and see what it's all about and really get a feel for it, because I think once people do experience it, they realize, oh my gosh, this is so different than the technology of television or the technology of anything digital, whether it be an app or a device that they're so used to watching. And it's engaging, and you have the audience around you there's just a sensation of engagement. And I think community is the word we would use inside the theater, not to be confused with the community outside the theater.
Correct.
And it's just a wonderful experience. So for you and your team and the people who make all that possible, thank you. You bring great content to our community in an area that was a void before. It was a performance desert, so to speak. Yeah. We had the Folsom Rodeo.
Yes.
That was the best thing we had. That was live, but it was really a different kind of live.
Yeah.
So I just think what you've got and what Bryce's vision has become, and for the benefit of the students, for the benefit of the community, for the benefit of everybody that wants to enjoy that type of entertainment, thank you.
Yeah, and thank you. I appreciate you giving the platform to the arts, this platform to the Harris Center. It's so important. Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening to the Nonprofit Podcast Network. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If what you heard moved you, please reach out to that organization and do what you can to help. If you like and appreciate what we're doing to support local nonprofits, please give us a positive review, subscribe, and share. If you're a nonprofit with an interest in participating in an episode, you can reach me at jeff@hearmenowstudio.com. Once again, we're grateful for the businesses who have made this program possible. CapTrust, fiduciary advice for endowments and foundations. You can find them in Sacramento, Roseville, and Folsom, captrust.com. and Western Health Advantage, a full-service healthcare plan for individuals, employer groups, and families. westernhealth.com.